You're about to watch a video from HowNow's What the Fluff Bootcamp, your 6-step playbook for a winning L&D strategy. In this course, we're cutting out the fluff that doesn't work and in its place, solving real business problems to add value. Sign up today and build the skills, tools, and confidence to deliver L&D impact. Just head to gethownow.com/WTF-bootcamp.
Now we know the problems we need to solve. The question is how we use them to build our L&D strategy. Better yet, how do we ensure that the strategy is aligned to solving those problems and captured in a format that others can easily understand? We're going to do it together in this lesson, building our strategy on a single page, the learning canvas. Some of our problems might seem big and scary, but what if we could break them down into smaller, less scary and more solvable problems? First principles thinking helps us do just that by breaking down complex problems into basic building blocks and allowing us to rebuild our approach from the ground up to create a better solution. It's the mindset Elon Musk applied when launching SpaceX. After realizing rockets are pretty damn expensive, he broke it down to the fundamentals of what they're made of and realized that the parts could be bought on the commodities market and built his own rocket for 1/10 of the price. The opposite of first principle thinking is reasoning by analogy. It's doing something because everyone is doing it, like buying a clunky LMS or a bloated course library, rather than breaking it down to the problems we actually need to solve. If we don't break it down to first principles, we build upon the flawed assumptions that someone else made, or we made in the past. The learning canvas is a one-page template that breaks our L&D strategy down to 9 building blocks, making it easy to collaborate across the business and communicate our strategy to others. It covers 3 key areas: the why, the how, and the what. Let's dive into part 1, the why. Building block 1 is the problem, and our previous lesson gives us the framework to capture that succinctly using jobs to be done. We also know how to complete the second section on who our customers are by recapping the people we know are affected by the problem. And it's important to use data to segment your audience. For example, if our product was a high-protein cereal bar, rather than defining our potential customer as everyone who eats breakfast, we can target working professionals who hit the gym before the office but don't have time for breakfast. Similarly, we can better segment target audiences using skills data, performance data, career data, and even behavioral data. For example, if you're trying to tackle burnout in your team, you could use data about who's sending emails and chat messages out of hours to target the right audience. The final section is our value proposition. This connects the two. How are we going to solve the problem, and what value will customers get when we solve it? Is it that we'll cut down the sales cycle, reduce the number of errors someone makes, or turn them into a better salesperson? Whatever it is, it has to answer the question of what's in it for me, for the business, and for the employee. Because unless they understand that, they won't engage with our learning experiences. Part 2 builds out the how. This section covers the actions needed to solve the problem and deliver the value to our customer. Let's start with the 4th block on our canvas, the solution. Now, this is not a list of courses and training programs, but it's the knowledge, skills, and mindset an employee needs to solve the business problem. Every learning strategy requires collaboration with the right partners and stakeholders shaped by the problem we're trying to solve and who we're trying to solve it for. The last building block under how is key resources. How are we going to connect the learners with the mindset, knowledge, and skills required to deliver that value proposition? What format is it going to work based on the context of the problem and the people who encounter it? For example, our customer support team might need product knowledge in the form of short videos on the features. Or when it comes to building skills, a salesperson might need practice scenarios to hone their cold calling. Our final 3 blocks make up the what. This covers the results that tell us if our learning strategy has been successful and the costs of solving the problem. Starting with the outcome, this could be reducing our sales cycle from 3 months to 2 months, or increasing our customer net promoter score to 50. In a nutshell, it's the outcome the business is willing to pay for and the employee is willing to invest their time for. And it has to be two things: measurable and aligned between the business and individual. The next block is key metrics. This measures how well we're doing at delivering our solution, how many people are engaging with the key resources, and how often. Think of them as leading indicators of what the future might look like. Some examples would be the number of times your resource has been shared, the learner NPS, the time taken to improve, and our stakeholder satisfaction scores. Now, the final block in the canvas captures the costs and expenses related to delivering the value proposition and solving the problem. Focus on the most expensive parts and break them down into fixed and variable costs. Combining the cost and outcome will give you the potential ROI for your learning strategy and help you build a business case, which is where we're heading next. To recap, we now know the importance of breaking problems down into their first principles before we build our learning strategy. And we have the framework to capture and communicate our strategy on a single page that covers the why, the how, and the what of our L&D efforts. Download the Learning Canvas template that's attached to this lesson and capture your strategy before moving on to the next lesson. It will help you build a strong business case. You can use this template again and again as you map out problems to be solved and how you'll solve them. In the next module, we'll use our canvas to test, build, and deliver impactful learning experiences. But before that, we've got a business case to put together.
If you like this video, you'll love the What the Fluff Bootcamp. Over 6 modules, you'll get the skills, frameworks, and proven tactics to build a winning L&D strategy. Get the complete course for free at gethownow.com/WTF-bootcamp.